I was 15 years old, my first job was in a pub. It had been a big part of my family influence, so my parents were very much into cooking. My mum's side, they're Italian relatives, so that was always like a big influence. So I kind of think from like the get-go, when I was a kid, my parents would have me in the kitchen, helping cook a dinner, etc. And then it was kind of like, when it came to getting my first job, what would be best for me? It would be working in the kitchen. So, that started in a really just simple pub kitchen up near Queen's Park in Brighton. Belonged to my dad's mate. And I started working there for a couple months over Christmas, and then it kind of escalated from then on. I was going to go do graphic design, 3D design and all this rubbish that I could eventually go and do architecture at university. That was the original plan. I think it was like 2 months before I was meant to start college, I changed my mind. That I was just going to go to City College and learn how to start my chefing career. It kind of just escalated really quickly. It was something I hadn't really planned, but I just jumped straight into it. Yeah, exactly. It felt very natural. It was something that I had already kind of experienced, something I really enjoyed. I had a lot of love for it, more than I had for architecture. Architecture was kind of what looks better on paper, but catering was where, what I wanted to do, what I was more interested in. For me, City was just it's an excellent stepping stone to the future. So I wouldn't have got to where I am now, sitting right here, if it wasn't for the people who helped me on my way throughout City College. I had my same lecturer for 2 years at City, Alan Paul, who was kind of he was like a massive mentor to me, and who I'm still in touch with. We've got quite a close relationship.
George came here as a very, very shy individual. On his first day, when all the students met in the gallery restaurant, we couldn't get him in there. He was just too nervous, just far too nervous. And eventually he came on the course, and I taught him at level 2, and I could see that he had something about him, but it just needed to be pointed in the right direction.
From the start, we didn't get on. We clashed. He didn't like me, and I didn't like him for the first 2 months. So I was bunking off classes and lessons, and it was just I was kind of just thought I can do what I want. I've started college. This is nice and easy. And I remember him pulled me out of the class one day and was like, "Look, you got to sort your act out. What you doing? You're not gonna do anything with this, acting like an idiot." So I actually knuckled down, ended up doing pretty well. So yeah, it's all thanks to him actually, thanks to his hard work and pushing me in the right direction.
One of George's problems was that he was always thinking about the end result on the plate as opposed to how to get there. So all these ideas, so we had to rein him in a little bit and tell him what's what, and gradually build his skill level up, so we had the whole package so we can actually produce food that people want to eat. After level 2, I started teaching level 3. George came on board, and again he progressed really, really quickly after settling in for a month at level 3. And achieved really highly, and his skill level just took off really. And at the end of the course, we always run something called a Hell's Kitchen event. So we divide them into 4 teams, and I choose head chefs and supporting sous chefs and a mixed team. And George was one of those, and he learned quite quickly how to manage a team. And about the same time, I get them interested in something called the Chefs Academy. We'd had a visit from Andy McKenzie, who runs Chefs Academy, the previous 2 months, and we'd had a trip down to South Lodge to see a big operation, the way it works, front of house, back of house, banqueting, Michelin-star kitchen, and the Camellia restaurant.
The Chefs Academy is we're taking students once they've completed MGQ level 2 coming into the academy where it's an on-job experience for them, and they do 2 days a week on average off-site, learning things like foraging, butchery, fishing, making salamis, lobster, all sorts of different things. They're done in a masterclass format with various chefs and experts from across the industry. City College are probably one of the best providers of students to the academy. People like Alan Paul come and visit me at least once every 12 months with maybe 20 students, where they come and have a lunch, they have a show round, we do a demonstration for them. Then when I do the assessments for the academy, I always recognise faces from Brighton. So they're probably one of the biggest providers and very proactive with the academy.
And so from there, I recommended to Eddie Mackenzie various students who he might want to interview. And I think that year we had 2 accepted. That was the first year in my conjunction with Andy Mackenzie, the Chefs Academy. And George, since then, has gone on to blossom, and he's the first one to go through that Chefs Academy regime, which is designed, if you're good enough, to become a chef de partie in 2 years, which normally takes about 5 years in the trade.
So chef de partie role, especially in this kitchen, is so I work under my head chef. Currently we don't have a sous chef, so me and another chef de partie work under him. That consists of running the team. You know, we do 140 covers. We did 150 people yesterday, so we turn out a lot. So there's a lot of responsibility in my role. Lots to do, lots to think about, plan, organise. You know, I have to make sure I've got everything for the week. For 500 people we're doing in 1 week, that everything's in, and that's, you know, between me and the other chef de partie, it's pretty much down to us that everything gets done. Yeah, it all started with City College. It all started in Brighton, you know, it's just like little tower, you know. So yeah, no, it's yeah, I've come a long way in the past 2.5 years, 3 years. So it's been good.